Got any fight left in you?
Two Worlds 2 is the second attempt by developer Reality Pump to deliver a wide-open fantasy environment that's defined by its great scale and the freedom it affords you to develop your character's talents as you see fit. Like the first attempt, the game sometimes struggles under the weight of its great potential. Is the amplified power of 2 enough to hold this sprawling fantasy world together?
The world has changed much in that time. Your enemies have prospered much in your absence.
After setting the narrative stage with the prison break, your somewhat customizable male hero learns that the terrible Gandohar has stolen away your sister, and presumably begun working toward the ill of the world. Before too long, the main story arc is relegated to the role of a lifeline that pops up every now and then to prevent you from getting lost in the game's almost inexhaustible supply of optional quests. Two Worlds 2 lacks a sense of real purpose, with character motivations and goals always feeling somewhat vague. But the sheer density of the world, where everyone needs your heroic help, ensures you're never short of something to do.
I don't have much, but take this.
Two Worlds 2 encompasses a lot within its expansive boundaries, both in terms of sheer landmass and gameplay possibilities. Rather than developing your character within the bounds of a strict fantasy archetype, you're free to spend points to raise basic stats and improve various skills, from melee and magic to stealth and crafting. There's a lot of flexibility and fun to be had in finding your ideal strategy. You'll also have a fair degree of freedom in your travels, although you'll find difficult enemies limiting your exploration. For the sake of quick back-and-forth travel between areas you've visited, you'll find teleportation devices installed throughout the landscape with great frequency, although you'll still do plenty of running around on foot or galloping through the plains on horseback. The world feels huge, but traveling around it feels manageable. In addition to your solo adventures, which easily offer dozens of hours of playtime, you can create a new character to brave the game's multiplayer experience. The adventure option takes you through a multi-stage quest with fellow players. NPCs will hand you objectives and guidance, but the real objective is to kill things and level up, which is a bit too easy if you tag along with an overpowered ally. You can also fight against other players in death matches or duels, or try your hand at city planning with a fairly in-depth village-building feature.
Very impressive. You sure know how to work with people.
While the land may be full of towns, traders, and individuals, an extremely high percentage of the world will want to kill you on sight. Two Worlds 2 is, as a result, largely about combat and customization. Melee combat is very active, requiring continued button presses to keep up the attack, but it demands little in the way of finesse other than deciding when to use your special abilities. Archery allows for a few tricks, such as specialized ammunition and a multi-arrow blast, but aiming and shooting are as straightforward as melee. Magic is a bit more involved. You effectively create your own spells by mixing and matching magical properties to achieve various effects, like launching elemental projectiles or summoning magical beasts. There's a great deal to the magic system in Two Worlds 2, so if you choose to specialize in spellcraft, expect to be rewarded.
Earth, fire, air.
No matter how you choose to attack your foes, you're likely to get a good deal of use out of the crafting and alchemy systems. You pick up a ton of loot as you go through the game, much of which isn't worth equipping or lugging back to the store. None of it is completely useless, however, since any item can be broken down into the building blocks that fuel your crafty endeavors. As for alchemy, dropping a few ingredients into a cauldron can quickly and easily create potions and tinctures that improve your chances of survival. You don't need to invest a lot of time into either system to reap its rewards, allowing you to keep your focus on the business of questing. In terms of developing your abilities, you'll have a lot of points to spend as you rapidly level in the early game, giving you ample opportunity to experiment and evolve your character. Bonus points are regularly awarded for accomplishing small goals, whether it's slaying beasts or brewing a potion, providing you with constant rewards regardless of how far off the critical path you travel. While you'll always get something for your trouble, some quests are certainly more exciting than others. There are plenty of mundane, unglamorous tasks to accompany the more heroic stuff, and actually sorting out which ones you want to focus on can be difficult. Your quest log and map, two of your most vital adventuring aids, aren't quite up to snuff. You can't tell at a glance which quests you've completed, and matching things up with your map is easier said than done. Nobody said being a hero would be easy, but it would have been nice if it were a little less annoying.
I'm glad to see you made it. I was beginning to think you weren't coming.
Like other aspects of the game, the presentation in Two Worlds 2 has obvious strengths and weaknesses. Lighting and color choice work well to establish the appropriate mood, even if the game's glow is a little past being natural. Console players will also find the generally pleasing visuals stuttering and lagging as they go about their adventures, a consistent problem that they'll just have to learn to live with. Despite the smart reuse and recycle crafting system, the messy interface for accessing the game's inventory is another blemish that slightly impedes the game's playability. You'll also find that excellent combat animations flow together to create dramatic flourishes, but almost completely lack impact. No matter what you're doing, the game often feels like it's hitting and missing at the same time.
Wrong place.
Two Worlds 2 succeeds at creating a world of incredible breadth. There's nearly as much to explore within the game's systems as there is within its vast world. Just keep in mind that truly enjoying this adventure often requires you to overcome challenges that don't involve puzzling quests or formidable monsters. Yet even with its faults, there's a lot here to indulge your urge to explore and conquer. In another world, a more fully realized concept like this could truly be great.